Hello, Mrs. Farrant and Stoat class at College Town Primary School. My name's Alistair Humphreys. I'm an adventurer and an author, and you've kindly been reading my book, The Boy Who Bite the World. Now, normally I would be recording this video from my nice shed, which has got all nice bookshelves. But as you can see, today I've made a den, a fortress, a place to hide, or actually an audio recording booth, a sound recording booth. So when I finish making this video to you, I'm going to start recording the audio for my next book, which means I have to get my whole book, read it out loud, and try not to make too many mistakes. So that's why I'm hiding under a load of blankets. Look, ta-da, there's my shed. Anyway, thank you for sending me these fantastic questions. What inspired you to ride around the world? I was inspired to ride around the world by reading books about people, crazy men and women who went off on big adventures. And I read these books and thought, wow, I'd love to try something like that myself. I wanted to do something difficult and challenging, to try and do something that seemed scary, but see if maybe, hey, I could surprise myself and succeed at something hard. And I thought it'd be fun, I thought it'd be exciting, an adventure, and also I thought, maybe I can write a book after doing this. Which leads to the next question, what inspired you to write this story? I was inspired to write The Boy Who Bite the World because I, myself, biked the world. When I was 24 until I was 29, I was cycling around the world, and I enjoyed it a lot. It was a fantastic experience. It was so interesting to meet different people from different cultures, rich people, poor people, all over the world, different languages. It was a fantastic experience, and that inspired me to then share my story for young people. And I thought you guys would find it more interesting if it was a child riding around the world than a boring old adult like me. So I changed my stories into Tom having those stories. What support did you have when travelling around the world? I didn't really have any support. It was just me in the countries I was in, asking for help from people I met along the way. Kind strangers were my main support. And of course my family back home was supportive and helped me. So sometimes if something broke and it was impossible to buy it in the country I happened to be in, my very kind mum would sort it out for me and post it to me. But generally I didn't have an actual support crew. I didn't have a vehicle following me, for example. Where did you find the courage to ride around the world? Wow. Well, I was really scared cycling around the world, so I wasn't brave. Well, you can't be brave unless you're also scared. And if you're not scared, you're not really on an adventure, you're on a holiday. So it's good to seek out things that are scary. And that might be, I don't know, joining a new club, or I guess when you change school, that's a scary thing. But these turn out, they're scary at first, but then when you get going, you think, wow, I'm really glad to be doing this thing. So I knew that starting to cycle around the world would be scary, but I kind of felt that scariness would be worthwhile, because once I was going, it would be fantastic. And that's been true for all the adventures I've done in my life. I've always been scared by them. And I just try and deliberately push against that to see if I can become a bit braver as a person. What was your favourite country to visit and why? I liked loads of countries for loads of different reasons. Like the nicest weather, the nicest people, the nicest food. And actually the answer I give for this is usually pretty different. But it's kind of a cold autumn morning. I'm pretty hungry. So right now I'm thinking of Colombia, which is beautiful and hot and tropical. And they have these amazing fruit juice smoothies. Beautiful, full of crazy fruits that I'd never even seen before in a supermarket at home. So I'd like a bit of Colombia today. Some sunshine, the beaches, and some nice fruit juices. What type of bike did you use? I used a pretty normal mountain bike, really. Nothing very expensive, nothing very fancy. It needed to be strong and it needed to be simple. That was it, to not break, really. Last question. Did you actually drink cow's milk and blood? So as you know, the book starts with Tom in the Maasai village, invited to join the local guys for their traditional cow's milk and blood. Now, since I wrote this book, I have to say, really regret starting the book with that story, because these books about cycling around the world are kind of true. They're the stuff that happened to me, and then I sort of change the stories a bit and I squeeze them and mould them to make them better for the book, but generally they all happened to me. And I did stay with in Maasai villages like that, fantastic, fascinating places to stay, but I didn't actually ever get offered cow's milk and blood, and I made that up because that's a sort of traditional thing they have there, and I thought it'd be quite a cool and exciting way to start the book. But ever since I've done that, I regret that. I was like, why did I make something up? I had lots of cool adventures. I didn't need to make something up. So I made up the very first thing in the book. And then pretty much everything else that happens in all the rest of the books kind of happened to me. So no, I didn't drink it. Why did I put that in the book? I'm an idiot. I hope you enjoyed it though. Thank you so much for reading my book, and good luck with all of your own adventures. And now, wish me luck, as I have to spend many, many hours hiding under these blankets, looking out to the real world, hoping no one beeps their horn and disturbs me, or noisy cars zoom past in the street. And I'm going to sit here and read my book to myself for probably about a week. It's going to be really boring. Thanks very much. Bye everyone.